Hello, everybody. We've got the epic finale to Warhammer, Wrath and Glory tonight here on Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your immortal God Emperor for the evening. We've got Dasha, Joey, Chris, and Andrew back with us for one last episode. Maybe. We'll see. It's going to be ending tonight, but this may not be the last time we bring Wrath and Glory back. In fact,
there has to be more.
It has to be more, and some of the Warhammer players at the Battle for Salvation GT we were at, our BFS crew, there was some interest expressed in playing this game. So maybe we'll come back at some point and back to the 40k universe and this Gilead system. But before we do, we got a question for you tonight. Is there anything you'd like to share about something that happened in the last 2 weeks? That's our icebreaker question. Any secret things that you want to share within the last 2 weeks? Go. Chris, do you have anything?
Funny you should ask, Bob. Yes, I do. I was just talking about my friend Joe, whom I hadn't seen for probably 10 years, Joe, right? At least 10 years.
It's been practically a decade.
In person, at least, for sure.
In person. Yeah. So we were hanging out at the Battle for Salvation convention. And so my brother and I, my brother who was also hanging out, we were going to get a drink in between games or something, and we invited Joe to come with us. So we go to Dave & Buster's, and first of all, they're piping in. It's like a big casino, and they're piping in this smell like casinos do, but it smelled like sickly. What was it, Joe?
It was like birthday cake or like vanilla.
It was.
It was like.
It was overwhelming, and it made us kind of get ill. So we're sitting there, and we ordered 3 beers.
I have a question. How long did it take you to get ill? How long were you at Dave & Buster's?
Maybe half an hour.
They gave us big beers.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So we ordered 3 beers, and so we bought Joe a beer. So we get the beers; they're 22-ounce beers, so they're double beers. And but we're getting ill from the smell. So Patrick and I, my brother, we finished our beers in 10 minutes, and Joe is sipping his. He's got that much gone, and this much beer left. And we're like, "Oh, Joe, it's time to go." We can't take this anymore. He's like, "What?" so then he slams down this 22-ounce beer. And, little Joe, he's not. Me and my brother are big guys, right? And Joe is not a big guy. So then we're walking out.
6 feet tall.
but you don't have the mass that we have.
It's about density, Joe. It's about density.
The density. So we're walking out, and my brother, if you're sensitive to questionable content, you should plug your ears on this or do earmuffs.
I'm gonna plug my ears.
Yeah. So my brother Patrick, he carries a stim pen, a vape pen, because he uses medical marijuana for his PTSD.
Nothing controversial there.
So, but he's got a very powerful prescription. It's a very good one.
Okay.
And so he hits it as we're walking back, and Joey's like, "Ooh." And so anyway, Joey ends up with a pencil in his hand, and it proceeds to take a very big inhalation from the pencil.
I wouldn't say very big. I would say big.
It was a big it was a big one.
The hell of a pencil.
So anyway, afterwards, the combination of slamming that 22-ounce beer and then taking a rather large dose of my brother's
TH.
Yeah, Joey was like, "Woo!"
Oh man.
Oh man. How did your next game go?
What's weird is
that was on Friday.
I was going to say that was before any of the games.
Was it Friday night? Yeah.
What's funny is, Joey, you were fine after that. You came back with me in the car. I didn't even know you went there. I think we were still setting up at that point. It was 3:00 in the afternoon, right?
I'm just
it was evening. It's 5-ish, but the funny part was the look on Joe's face when he realized, whoa.
we were to give everybody a perspective here. The BFS GT, our gaming club GT, is Friday night. We set up. We actually shouldn't say Friday night. We set up from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's basically how long it takes to get the entire hall set. So Joey was playing in the tournament. He came up to stay with me for the weekend, and we drove back and forth for the tournament. And then ultimately, we were just about done, about 5:30 or so. We left, and Joey, you seemed perfectly fine. So
I was having a mild identity crisis for like 30 minutes.
That's where you went. I didn't know where you went.
Oh no, we just I went to go grab beer
With Chris, yeah.
with Chris and his brother.
Now we can know why Joey did so poorly this weekend.
No, if anything, it's probably because I didn't re-up the next day.
There you go. Or read your rules.
He did better than me.
I knew my rules. I knew my rules pretty well.
You're right.
I want to say.
Chris and so we had a bunch of this group right here is a pretty sad sight to look at here. Joey went 1-5. This is Warhammer tournament, not Dungeons and Dragons.
1-4, and then I dropped out.
Look, Andrew is so upset. What I'm about to say about him, he left. Look at this. He left. He's so upset, but he'll be back. But Joey went 1-4, and then he dropped the last round.
Oh.
Chris was the one who went 0-6 and won the Orlando Bloom Award, our last place award for Warhammer, our 40K tournament. And then Andrew was sick. He got the Nurglings. Nurgle's rot infected him, and he was out. He missed the whole weekend. So there he comes back. There he goes.
Now his name is Dasha, and Dasha's name is
Yes.
It's back. There you go. You're back.
It was funny because that last game, the other last place contender was playing against the Ringer. So, but he was struggling to beat the Ringer. So we were rooting for him to beat the Ringer.
Joey's only victory was also against the Ringer.
That was my only victory.
You know what else? Who the Ringer was, everybody? Tabletop Bob fan favorite Jeff from Keep on the Borderlands. He was the Ringer. So shout out to Jeff. Thank you for helping us out this weekend. We needed him. So, and then Andrew, I know you were upset because I was about to throw you under the bus here. Andrew was sick, so he missed the whole weekend. So this whole crew here, Joey, Chris, Andrew, and look at this. Andrew's so upset that he can't stay on.
He doesn't want to talk about it, Bob. We should just move on.
I know.
He's so mad.
That's really what it is. We're going to get Andrew and get him a strong connection here, and then we'll get back. We'll be right back starting soon. Let's see. All right, and we're back with Andrew. Andrew, I apologize. I know it drove you away twice, but we got to talk about it. You were sick over the weekend, so you missed the entire BFS GT. How does that make you feel, Andrew?
Well, do you feel guilty? No.
We had so much fun and like hanging out with the crew. the camaraderie of the tournament. How does it make you feel that you missed it all?
Well, I was really pleased that I spent some money and bought some models and I could paint up to use. So I spent all the money on that. So I'm glad I've still got those models that I've painted.
There you go. By the way, you were past the refund date, so yeah, I couldn't refund you. No, just kidding. Andrew didn't even ask, but
I didn't even pay. Don't worry, I didn't even pay.
He didn't even pay. There you go. Even better. Look at that. There you go.
I was going to pay on the day.
Oh right, because you were late sign up anyway.
Yeah, I did. I forgot to reply to all the emails.
That's okay. Yeah, so our gaming club last week, 2 weekends ago, was actually not this weekend, but 2 weekends ago, we had our GT. It was awesome. We had 95 players. We had the winner was captain of the American team, Sean Naden. No surprise, 3-time winner.
40K Jesus.
Yep, 40K Jesus, and he won the event. And
he won like every event.
He did. And then our crew,
he did win every event.
Our crew in a collective won for 11, and if you count Andrew as not being there, I don't know, 6 games of 0 wins. I don't know. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, you can count that.
I count that. So for this crew, Dasha went 1 and 16. So Dasha, tell us, how was your weekend?
My weekend, I got to explore a very bougie, very LA grocery store. That was the highlight of my weekend.
Already better than this weekend for these 3.
It was very enlightening. I typically shop at like Trader Joe's or like Ralph's is our local one. Sometimes Whole Foods. But LA has semi-bougie, like if there's something I specifically want, or if it's just closer and on the way. However, LA is known for some very fancy bougie grocery stores. If anyone has heard of Erewhon, that's like the very famous one that has like all these viral celebrity-inspired smoothies, and strawberries cost like $30, and it's crazy. I've never been to that one, but I went to something very similar to it. I was in a different part of town having brunch with some coworkers, and I needed groceries, and there was a shop nearby. And my coworker warned me. She was like, "It's like Whole Foods, but more bougie." And I was like, it can't be that much. It was bougie, guys. It was the bougiest grocery store I've ever been in. I bought some grapes, and they were so overpriced, but they were the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
So is it
$13, $16, $20?
I don't even remember it. I think my memory blocked it out. But I remember paying way more than I would normally pay. But I was like, I'm in here. I'm going to treat myself. I might as well buy like one thing that I like. But it was enlightening that some people were like doing their full grocery shopping there for the week. And I'm like, I'm going to buy like 3 items to treat myself, and then go to Ralph's and buy everything else because it's affordable there. So it was an eye-opening experience about how some people live.
She would tell you how much it was, Joe, but she forgot. She looked at her credit card statement. It was either that or the car bill. So she doesn't know which one.
Yeah, truly don't remember. Cannot tell which one is which.
They must have been awesome grapes, though.
They're the size of small plums.
Oh my
God! Definitely GMO,
what?
Like definitely genetically modified. Like those are not natural grapes, but they're so good. And and I also
grapes,
multi-bite grapes,
2-bite grapes, 2-bite grapes.
Grapes the size of a hand fruit.
They're so good. And then the other thing I got there that was really good, they had these. It was called the Cookie, and it was in their bakery section, and there was only 3 kinds. It was a peanut butter one, a milk chocolate one, and a dark chocolate walnut one. And I got the dark chocolate one, and it was this giant cookie the size of my face, freshly baked, super thick and like gooey in the middle. And it was, again, actually that one wasn't as overpriced as I expected for LA, but it was so good.
I mean, it is just a cookie.
So
it shouldn't be too much.
I want the cookie.
Yeah. The grapes were more than the cookie.
Well, you would expect that.
Yeah,
a lot more. Like 3 times more than the cookie.
I'm jealous.
Well, I'll tell you what's 3 times more than you bargained for. This adventure. Look at that segue, huh?
Is there 3 of them?
That was great.
I'm getting good at that. Yeah. This is the 3rd episode, our finale. Quick recap before we jump in. Actually, no, before we jump in and recap, let's just tell everybody who we're playing today. So let's start with Joey. Joey, who are you playing?
I am playing Lagor. He's a desperado trying to make his way in the world. He, I believe, he's currently been mined like a blade warped. I'm not sure.
Warp might be better. Mind warped.
Mind warped.
Yeah, warped.
By some creature, by some entity.
Yeah.
And he's currently freaking out because he doesn't know what's going on. He could have sworn he saw something.
And his 3 companions will execute him on sight for even smelling the warp on him.
You are carrying him, if I'm not mistaken, down.
I think I am
carrying.
Yeah. I think I'm carrying him and Dasha, actually.
I think
we're going down the elevator shaft, right?
You are no. So right now you're headed down that service shaft. So before you can get to actually where you're going, we'll recap it in a bit. But you were climbing or descending a ladder. So, but yeah, you had encountered some sort of entity in your mind, and again, excuse me, that was some sort of I think off of a critical success or something like that. It was not just like a.
It was a narrative failure.
That's what it was, a narrative. Yeah, critical failure. You're right. It was a narrative failure. So that's something that we wove in. It wasn't just something I was like, all right, Joe, this happens to you. We kind of created it together. It was very nice. Andrew, who are you playing?
I'm playing Commissar Pentabrace, Ordo Prefectus Commissar, Political Officer of the Imperial Guard. But currently I don't lead any Imperial Guard.
No, because the Gilead system is...
not because I executed them all for cowardice.
You've executed everybody, and now you got to work with this crew.
Well, you kind of have one guardsman.
Who?
Joey's character.
Oh, he's no guardsman. He's human.
He's a human, and he carries a rifle.
Human.
Well, I'm scum. I was never in the military. I grew up in like a hive world.
Yeah, he's a slacker.
Yeah,
the Blood Angels just look at all human as fodder.
But I'm completely dedicated to the Imperial Creed, so.
Yes, of course. Andrew is maybe the most devout. I shouldn't say most devout. He's pretty dedicated, but we might have one more devout. Dasha?
Yes, I'm playing Annabelle, who is a sister of battle, who had some pretty epic kills in the last episode. I think that was one of the Wrath die that I re-rolled and ended up getting a bunch of dice that turned into 6s, so that was great. I'm looking forward to maybe doing some more today.
You brutalized the orc mech who was in pretty heavy armor with your chainsword. I think you got result of like 20-something damage. So
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, she had her moments, and she is out of all of these. It's hard to argue that no one is more devout in faith to the Emperor than you. But we do have one more character, Chris.
So I am playing Brother Sergeant Ricard, a sergeant of the Blood Angels chapter, on a quest to redeem himself after losing his entire squad to the Tyranids. And he's here, sort of trying not to like lead the group because he feels a little hesitant to do so. His confidence is a bit shaken, but at the same time, he's a Blood Angel, and he's expected to lead from the front. So this is the dynamic that he's faced with. And you know what makes me sad about this being like the final episode is that we're just finally kind of hitting our role with these characters, right? We're starting to figure them out. Yeah. We're starting to kind of, and all of a sudden, whoop. So we definitely need more of this game, Bob.
I'm down.
That's what everyone says in Warhammer 40,000. We just get into it and then bam, bolt in the face.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have this like little cough that I can't get rid of. Everybody's getting sick. It's like crazy. Everybody's getting sick. Must be Nurgle. Nurgle's wrath here.
Nurgle.
Let's talk about what happened then. Yes, you're right. We're all hitting our stride. This group is incredible. We've had a lot of fun playing with these session 0 and then 1 and 2. Let's see how this ultimately ends. So last time we played, we actually we made some progress. We had the finale to the battle with the orcs. There was an orc squad of commandos. They were trying to break through into some sort of, at least a chamber that was locked. Looked like it was pretty heavily fortified. You were able to defeat them and kill them in pretty gruesome manner. Some of you took some damage. There was a rocket launcher that did do damage to Dasha and Chris, but ultimately your characters were able to survive because of your determination, which is the role that you make whenever you take damage in the game, or at least the player characters do. And once you defeated these orcs, you were able to get into the chamber that was locked, and you found it was actually a stasis hold. There were thousands we estimate is 10,000 or so stasis chambers all situated here. Randomly, from time to time, there would be one opened chamber. They seem to be spread throughout. You only actually saw like one or two of them open. And they all created this like blue hue, this like glow, and you could see that there were creatures, humanoids, in these chambers. However, you found the ones that had awoke from their slumber. You've met a group of 5 people: Tiberius Gavriel, who was, you presume, the leader. He was a tall, commanding presence. He had a bald head, but you could tell his like piercing blue eyes, neatly trimmed beard. He was definitely the one who was in charge. He was the most forward with all of you. He's the one who approached you first. You also had a young child with him, his child, Mira, who she seemed to be rather distraught. She, this like, her eyes were dull. She seemed like she had been exposed to some sort of trauma. She didn't want to talk or speak. She had a blanket draped over her, and she was kind of hiding behind her father's legs. You had the engineer, Chief Elena Voronova, who was the fiery red-haired, emerald green eyes. She stood out pretty clearly, her lab coat with grease all over it and tools on her belt. She presented herself as the chief engineer, and she was going to fix this ship and get them to where they needed to go. You also met Grubb, who was the ship's cook, and the chief medical officer, Dr. Benjamin Wu, who was a devout I guess a holy man. He preached the emperor's words, and he fit in right well with Pentecost and Annabelle.
You were about to say devout Christian, weren't you?
Devout man. I was thinking how to say it. Not devout Christian, but I didn't want to say follower or something. A devout worshiper, but yeah, he was devout. I wasn't say Christian. There's no Christian here.
There were no Christians.
There are no Christians. But he did help the group.
Christian
actually
inspired.
Yes. He actually did help the group. He healed the two of you with your med. You had a med pack, so he used the med pack and healed. I think it was Dasha, right, back to mostly full health. Mm-hmm. And Chris, you were telling us that you're still injured. But did anybody want to spend wrath points to heal up their stress, their what's it called, shock? Because remember, once you fill up your shock, you're kind of like exhausted, and you only do one regular action per turn. So it can be pretty crippling if you fill that up. And you took a lot of shock to withstand the damage from the rocket launcher. So I don't know how many you have left. Is everyone just going to go through and give us your vitals? Chris?
I don't know what my shock was at, but I would definitely have wanted to have used up my wrath points to get rid of it.
Okay, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you rolled pretty high in your determination, both you and Dasha. I think either you or Dasha were one off from your max. So let's just go to Dasha real quick. What's your max shock?
Mine was 8, and I think I used all 8. Or I used up to 8, so I think I would like to use my wrath.
Is that what you wrote down on your sheet? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, you were one off.
Oh, perhaps. At one point my sheet didn't save and my computer restarted, so maybe that part didn't save, but maybe I was at 7 or something.
We could go back to the tape another time, but I'm pretty sure you were, I recall you being one off from your shock, and then Chris, you had stopped one less than that. So Dasha, let's say you were at 7 of your 8 shock, and Chris, you had taken 6, and I don't know what your max is.
My max is 6.
Okay,
I took less damage than she did by far.
Oh, that's true. Yes, you did take less damage. So maybe you're one off as well. So put yourself at 5.
Okay.
So then for the two of you, because I remember none of you got to your threshold because I was waiting to tell you the rule that if you get to 7 or you get to your max, then you're exhausted, and none of you got there. So I thought that you were one off, and Chris maybe vice versa. Maybe Dasha, you were 2 off then. But either way, let's just say you're 1 off from your max, and if you wanted to use a wrath point, that would restore a D3 plus 3 shock. So you can both roll your D3 plus 3.
Yes. I'm going to D3.
Meanwhile, while you're doing that, the battle went well with the orcs, and you gained favor with these people. You were able to convince them that you were here to help them, and you have a ship. Perhaps your ship could be of service, either getting these people off or using the power of your ship to jumpstart the engines. They said they sent 2 groups to go and find things. They sent a group to the helm to send a distress signal, and then they sent another group led by a man named Jensen to go and fix the the engines, or at least try to ascertain what was wrong with the engines, why they couldn't go. And they really didn't understand what had happened to them. Their computers told them that there was a mistake. They assumed that they went through the warp. They assumed that time had passed and there was some sort of malfunction with the warp. You revealed to them how long it had truly been, nearly 1,000 years. So they are lost in time. They are awoken. Only the few, I think it was 37 of them in total, had awoken out of the 10,000. Why them? They don't know. But again, Dr. Benjamin Wu says it was his faith in the Emperor that kept him alive. So you went to the helm first. You decided to go there, see if you can figure out what happened to the group. You realized that probably the orcs had killed them, and then you got to the bridge again, and you saw those servitors. The servitors, again, refused to let you go through, and then, Andrew, I sent you some information. You read it. Your Servo Skull, Oculus Prime, he read off to you what exactly had happened. So here's the information from the computer. There was a warp catastrophe. The data logs recount a harrowing tale of the Umbraeus' ill-fated journey. It was originally a vessel bound for colonization, but it was ensnared by the warp rift. There was terraforming machinery was one of the items that Oculus had uncovered, and it just stated that it was intact. You found engine status and a power shortage. Basically, the Umbraeus' engines are in a critical state. They do need a fuel to be able to initiate a jump to warp. So that's, their ship's reserve is almost depleted. Without some more energy, they won't be going anywhere. The security and distress signal. You remember that Jackal Veronius, who hired you, the rogue trader who hired you, said that there was already a distress signal. It was a short distress signal. It was cut off, and it was on loop. And they didn't know anything about this distress signal. The terminal did reveal that there was a protocol in place to prevent unauthorized access to tampering with any of the ship's systems. The protocol was initiated by Chief Engineer. And it said that it was basically to prevent the ship from doing anything that would stop the critical ship's functions. If somebody had done something, though, then there would be a grim ultimatum. If the rules were violated, if the terminal was changed or rules were changed without the security clear, then the ship would initiate a shutdown of all life support systems. So it was signed by Chief Engineer S. Jansen. So there's a lot to uncover here on the Umbraeus, and I believe you and Voronova were headed to the engine room. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from you that I forgot? Okay, here we go. So as you're descending down into that shaft again, and Joey, you had that one mind link with some sort of entity. As you're going through the shaft once more, you do feel like that ringing is in your head, like this going through these tunnels and in these little causeways, it keeps that like fear in the back of your mind keeps cropping up, that you feel like at any moment some entity might reach out and grab at you. I'm going to say that Chris is leading the way here, right? That's what we were doing in the previous one. So Chris, you're descending first, and all the others are climbing down the shaft ladder above you. All right, Joey, where do you want to be in the order?
I sort of want to be in the middle.
Okay, so you want to be surrounded. So maybe it would be Chris. I think Dasha, you also tend to be in the front. Then maybe we'll have Lagor and Pentecost in the back with Voronova. Sounds right?
Sounds good.
I would usually be in the back to make sure people are doing as they're supposed to be doing.
That's what I was hoping. So you'll be in the back, and then Lagor and Voronova would be between you and then the power-armored company you keep. All right. So you're headed down, and you get to what seems to be another long hallway. The Umbraeus has plenty of these long hallways. You get out of the service shafts, and now you're back into the main part of the vessel. And you can see these tall hallways, wide, double wide. They are massive. This was, a hulk of ancient times, to basically 1,000 years ago. They don't build them like they used to. They really don't. And as you're headed towards what seems to be a turbo lift, Voronova will kind of go on and open up the elevator doors, and she says, "This will take us down to the engine room." remember, if anything were to happen, the engine room is a pretty large place. We should have some sort of plan for escape if, well, there's any orcs or other creatures still lurking.
What do you recommend? You know this ship better than any of us.
I do, but I don't know the best way to communicate with all of you. Do you have a comms that I could use?
Yes. It is Emperor's Code 41729er.
If you'll give her a
this
comm
that I have in my pocket in case of occasion such as this.
Excellent. What about your servo skull? Perhaps he could stick close with me.
Oculus will stick close to us in the group.
But if we were to scatter, who is he? Who is he programmed to?
He does not have a specific command. He's close to all four of us. He has been typically interacting with me most of the time.
I would agree. The commissar is he who which.
I've developed a fondness for this loyal servant of the Emperor.
Oculus will just float around and, like, in a total non-40k way, he'll just be like, mm-hmm. To, like, nod his head. This, like, ancient skull with wires and gears fitted into it. So she says, all right, I'll take the comm. And she'll grab it from whoever gives it to her. All right, so we head into the elevator, and it takes you down into the bowels of this ship. So let me read you the description, but the engine room is something you've never seen before. So as the platform descends and it finally comes to its stop, you step into the engine room of the Umbraeus. It's a vast, foreboding chamber. It's got dim, flickering emergency lights. The machinery here is ancient and imposing. You can see elongated shadows that cover most of what would be visible. If you have some sort of visor like Chris, I would say that it's not going to affect your vision, but for the rest of you, it's going to be pretty hard to see without some sort of a light source. You can take out like some sort of a flashlight, a glow rod, or something like that, but it's going to be very hard to see in here. The air is also heavy with metallic scent of oil and something you can't place. At the very heart of this hulk, you get the sense that it has been infused with dread. The engines themselves are colossal. So this is a pretty big room. I mean, it's not as big probably as the chamber with the 10,000 stasis pods, but it is rather big. It's a labyrinth of pipes and gears all on the walls and the ceiling, and there are 3 massive turbines that loom like these giant sentinels. You can hear the rhythmic thumping and the groaning echo of these machines, like kind of like a heartbeat. Steam is hissing, vents release gouts of foul-smelling vapor, and that all adds to the sense of this tension in the air. Voronova says, "This way. We'll want to get out of the turbines. We want to get to the comms. Or to the computer terminals. We want to see what's going on here." And she says, "I haven't seen any sign of Jansen." She says, "If you do, point it out. It's hard to see in here."
What does he look like?
She says, he's a little taller than you. Looks at Pentecost. How tall are you, Pentecost?
6'1".
He's a little taller than you. He's a bit older as well. He does look like he's very fit. He's a Catachan after all.
Ricard, with your enhanced senses, can you pick up any signs of life?
I will certainly start moving slowly and scanning, using my enhanced senses to see if I can pick up anything.
Sure. So you can do it without...
I hide behind Ricard.
Do you actually want to hide? Do you want to use a stealth roll here, Joey?
Like not like a stealth roll, like not like hide behind, like cower behind.
You cower behind him. Give me
Annabelle will look over at Lagor and just shake her head and roll her eyes. And also start looking.
The Emperor protects.
Give me an awareness check.
I have like my goggles on. I'm like, what's going on?
Give me an awareness check, Chris, with the no penalty here, because you have
awareness. I have a total of 6. What's the roll here? I'm sorry.
You're looking for a 3.
6 dice, right?
Yep. 6 dice.
How do we get this?
So you can assist. Basically, all the characters take the test, and everyone that passes gives a +1 to the dice for Chris's roll. So there's no harm in doing it, especially if you all could. But the check is going to be a little harder for all of you. It's going to be a 5 for all of you that don't have a Space Marine visor. Now, Joey, your goggles give you like some sort of night vision or something?
Oh, I passed.
Sheet signatures.
Oh, so then I would say you would have it without penalty as well. So you could assist, Chris.
Icons.
So
I rolled well.
So we just roll the amount of dice we have for that specific.
Yep, your normal roll, exactly, just whatever your skill number is. So Chris, you rolled really well. Andrew, did you succeed as well?
Yes, I got 5 icons.
So then you get to roll an additional dice, Chris. Go ahead. Looks like Dasha failed, and Joey, you failed as well. And
4.
add another success. So how many successes did you get, Chris?
So it's anything that's not a 1 is a success, right?
Anything that is a 4 or a 5 is a success, and a 6 is a double.
So I got 3 successes.
Wow, that extra one that Andrew gave you was the determining factor here.
The one, yeah.
Wow, okay, so you're all scanning, obviously. I mean, it's dim in here. You might have a glow rod or something like that. So you're all trying to do your best to look out for anything, any sign. Some of you are looking at the floor. Some of you are looking at the turbines. And it's Chris, maybe, that because Andrew Pentecost is the one that ended up aiding you, that Pentecost, you see Pentecost looking up at the turbines up at the top. I mean, this is like, high up. This is like 50 meters up. And he's looking up at these giant turbines, and you see a shadowy figure crawling on top of the turbine.
Uh-oh. Alert! Xenos!
What? What do you mean, Xenos?
He said what he said.
Like orcs? More
Don't
orcs
ask
like
what I mean. I mean what I say.
I want to hide.
I'll point it out. There.
Can we see it?
So as he points it out, again, the time of this short 5 to 10 second conversation of Xenos, it's here. Look, the creature is gone. The turbines are so big it kind of crawls onto the other side.
I'm very tempted to throw a grenade up there.
Do you say that out loud or no?
Yes.
Do whatever your heart.
I asked our guest, would a grenade damage the machinery?
Of course it would. We need every turbine to function, or else we will not be able to make the jump to warp.
The grenade!
She says,
I'll put it back.
She says, whatever it is that you think you've seen. She says, I assure you, we'll be ready for it.
As she's talking, I start shooting in the direction.
Do you really? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, you start shooting. Something of insignificant like the auto rifle will not cause significant damage to the turbine, but it will make score marks in the labyrinth wall of all the pipes and stuff like that. You'll hear some more hissing as some pipe bursts or whatever. And she's like, stop it. If there's a thing up there, you'll alert it to our presence.
It already knows we're here. I know it knows we're here. It's after me. It's trying to get me. I'm not gonna let it kill me. Not like I'm full on panic mode.
Can I slap him in the face? I slap him in the face. Calm yourself.
You get slapped, Joey.
Regain your composure.
I'm just like, ow.
And then I'll gently hold him on the shoulder in a reassuring way after doing that. Have faith.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like a big brother.
I lean in. I look like I'm about to cry.
A little good cop, bad cop action there.
I hug him.
I pat him on the back. I hug him back.
So you continue through the engine room, and the room begins to narrow. Once you pass the turbines, the room does begin to narrow and comes to a very very thin walkway that only one could go at a time. Like it's like a literally like one side. You can't really go side by side here. It's a single file only. And I imagine it's kind of like in Empire Strikes Back when Luke is walking through the chambers of
with the Gungans.
Stop it. It's when Luke is walking through Cloud City's like underbelly, and there's like lots of different doors that just open really fast. And that's what I'm imagining of this dark, like glow, pulsating glow of the security lights. And you're walking through this narrow tunnel. I know that the order was Chris, Dasha, sorry, I keep saying your names, Ricard, Annabelle. Then we have Voronova, Lagor, and Pentecost. Do we want to change this up as you go into a narrow tunnel?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, so you want...
Should I run out the back maybe if someone comes from behind us? Or do we want me in the front?
Whatever you want.
I'll go in the back maybe. Just want to make sure that thing doesn't follow us.
I'm okay with that.
Pentecost is okay. He will be the front line.
I'm scanning, like I'm just like constantly looking around with my goggles.
So you head down this chamber, what seems to be like a good distance, like 100 meters, and you come to one final door that slides open, and it reveals a rather big circular chamber. It's not an incredible distance, but probably something along the lines of like 30 to 40 meters in diameter. It is a massive circular space. You can see its cold steel pathways encircling some sort of device below. Above you, you can see like a crane arm and thick cables. They look poised and ready to lower a platform up and down. It looks like maybe that's something that's used for maintenance or something like that. And at this opposite end of this circle, where you are, where the entrance is, there is a formidable piece of machinery. It looks like it's maybe a testament to the complexity of ancient technology. At the center of the chamber, there's an opening, like I said, that looks down into a lower level. It's got a railing, okay, but you feel a little uneasy even looking down because that's how far below the fall would be. Below you, you can see what has to be, in your mind, the terraforming device. It's a titanic relic, and it's got massive legs resembling the limbs of like a mechanical arachnid. It is motionless amidst a ton of other debris down below. There's iconic imperial symbols adorning the formidable frame, and the air really smells of acrid pollution. So you can tell that even though this thing hasn't probably been used in 1,000 years, it reeks, it smells, it definitely pollutes quite heavily. The difference between those two levels, like I said, so you came into this circular chamber with a big, massive, like 30-meter circle, and below you, if you were to fall, the abyss is so deep, you know that it would be in certain death. So, what do you do?
We climb down slowly.
You climb down? There's no down, Joey. Down is a fall.
It's an abyss.
Down is a fall. There must be some sort of chamber below, a storage chamber. You're at the bottom of the ship, so perhaps the terraforming device, when it's released, it releases like from the bottom. So you're at the very bottom of the ship.
The terraforming device that Jackal spoke of. The ship has the settlers, the terraforming device. It is truly sent from the Emperor. We must find this chance.
Take a piece of debris and I sort of like kick it into the pit.
Sure. You take a little like a screw bolt or something like that, and you throw it in, and it just goes down, and it drops. I mean, it could be like, over it could be like over like 200 meters down. It's 100% a death fall if you were to fall down there. It'll like clang onto something at the bottom, but you don't hear the clang until a little later. So, like I said, there is a railing, and it's a circular metallic pathway, a cold steel pathway encircling that drop. But there is the computer terminal on the other side. So Voronova will kind of rush to it. She'll go to the left and kind of rush around the side.
I keep around her. I keep with her.
Sure. Yeah, you keep with her. It's fine. The three of you, do you stay at the entrance to this room?
I will maybe go halfway, so I can keep an eye on the entrance, but also keep an eye on what Voronova's doing.
Just for perspective here, we're always going to assume that I'm looking at it from the entryway. So the computer's on the far side. She went to the left-hand side. Joey followed her. Where do you want to be? Left-hand side or right-hand side?
Left-hand side in between the two groups.
Gotcha. And same with you and, Pentecost and Ricard. What about you?
I'll stick close to Joey.
Okay. And Chris, are you staying guard by the door?
Yes.
Okay. She'll start to, do some computer, Star Trek busy work right on the computer. And
I'm looking up. I'm just looking around. I'm dartedly moving my eyes. Can I take an awareness check?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
I'm obviously looking for this creepy creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a total of 4 successes. I don't know if that gets me anywhere.
You don't see anything up there, but it's a 4, right? And that's a 5, no? Oh no, it's a 4.
I got a 5, a 4, and a 6.
It's a 4, yeah. No, you don't see anything up there. There's no creature, but you do realize that.
Wait, can I use? Wait, sorry. You want to use Wrath or whatever?
You can use Wrath to re-roll failed dice on a test.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. You do see something, though. You do notice that there are clearly portions of this chamber, right? I told you it's like a big circular chamber. There are portions of the wall that are damaged. Like there are holes in the chamber for sure.
Shouldn't we be sucked through these giant holes in the walls?
Shouldn't you be sucked through them?
Yeah, shouldn't they be compressed?
Oh, they don't lead to space. They lead to other parts of the ship.
Oh, I'm saying this in character.
Oh, okay. And Voronova looks up and she goes, "We're in the center of the ship."
I thought we were in the bottom of the ship.
We are, but centrally located. Those are to the sides. Those would not penetrate the hull.
Okay.
And she continues.
How did all this happen? What?
I haven't been down here yet. I thought Jansen was here.
Where is Jansen?
What are you doing on that computer?
She says, "Just figuring out what's wrong with the ship. I've got to talk to it."
Oh.
Perhaps Oculus Prime can help.
She
Andrew,
says,
"Can I make an insight check?"
Yeah, I want to take an insight because I don't quite trust what she's doing. I'm not the most trusting of person.
Go ahead.
Can I help with that as well? I'm a little sketched out too.
Go for it. Would you like to make your own check or would you like to assist him?
I guess I'll assist because mine isn't good, but you never know.
Okay,
Mine's
so
pretty good.
you're going to need Yep, you're going to need a DN of, I think it's 4.
And I rolled on the thing so everyone can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 5.
5?
5 icons.
I'll try. There's probably no way this is going to happen because I have a 2, but...
Good shot. You can roll 2 6s.
I can roll 2.
He's going to...
Nope.
No.
2 1s.
He's going to pass. It's a DN of 3. I apologize.
I'm pretty good. Pretty good judge of character.
It's a DN of 3. Yeah, Andrew, you kind of felt like her demeanor has changed now that she's so close to this engine room, that she's become a little bit more rushed. She's making assumptions, and she's kind of trying to be a little bit secretive. And you notice maybe that she's also beginning to perspirate, excuse me.
Perseverate is a good word.
She's also perseverating on what the task that she's on. So much so that she's not really... Yeah, perseverate. Yeah, it means that you focus on something that distracts you from something else. So, and that's what she's perspirating, she's perseverating. She's just stuck on this, what she's trying to do. It'll be fine, she says. I'll fix it.
Oculus. I call
Oh my god,
Oculus.
I perseverate all the time.
You do.
I actually. I'm sorry.
Joey's learned a vocabulary term today.
I learned a vocabulary. I
Look
was
at
like,
him.
wait a second. I do this so often.
It's really cute to see the light bulb come on.
It's
That's why we're teachers, Joe. Thank you for that.
I'm sorry.
Oculus, come here.
I'm perseverating.
What is the programming going on in the computer? Tell me.
For Oculus, you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. Oculus will come over and she's going to be like, no. And she's like going to not let him access the terminal. She's going to try to like push him away. As he just like flies side to side, avoiding her touch.
I want to shoot like a gun, shoot my gun into like the air and be like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you telling him no?
You shoot your gun into the air, and Joe, just give me a D6.
Oh god.
Just give me a D6.
All right. Here's your single innocent D6. So 3.
So you shoot it up into the air, and you hit some sort of machinery up there. Like I said, there's like a lift and a crane, and like tubing or something flies down into the center and falls, plummets 200, 300 meters down. And she...
Seeing this interaction, I just want to like yell at Joey to calm down and yell at her. I would listen to the commissar's order if I were you. Let him access the terminal.
Well, I would say I have not given a direct order at this point.
Oh, excuse me.
Because if I had given an order, it would be obeyed. And I'll look at her. And I'll look at him intimidatingly.
Joey, I need you to give me an intimidation check, and Andrew, you can assist with that. What you just said, Adasha, you can assist. So give me a intimidation factor here.
Joey, right?
So
Joey, she is hard to intimidate. It'll be a DN5.
Ooh.
Man, Dasha, your intimidation skills are awesome.
Actually, can we have Dasha do the check? Yeah, can I assist Dasha?
If you want, you can, and you'll be the assistant.
I do want.
Oh my God, Pentabrace is the best.
This is what I do, people. Intimidate and chew gum.
And it's 6 on the rat die, but it's an assist, so it doesn't count.
No, I think actually, you know what? Now that we
1, 2,
think about
3,
it,
4,
like,
5,
Dasha was asking
6.
her to follow the commissar's order.
That's true, Joey. Joey's always able to get around me. Joey knows me. All right.
To be fair, I wasn't trying to intimidate her at this point.
No, but you were trying to get him to access the...
Yeah.
But you're just ruthlessly intimidating no matter what you do.
Well, so how about this? Narratively, let's bring this to a conclusion here with this intimidation check. Pendabrace, that was an awesome roll. You did succeed on the DN5, and you got a Wrath die, so that's going to be a glory point. So get a glory point. You're at, I think, 6 now.
6, yeah.
And I'll let you have the final word on this. She will listen to you, but how do you go about it?
I would be most obliged if you could let Oculus access the terminal. Watch over you.
What's your demeanor when you say this?
My voice is friendly, but I'm kind of... My heels click together.
Ooh. And... yeah, it's that click of the heel that does it. When you click the heel, she just like kind of like jumps a little, jostles
Ricard
a bit.
stands straight too.
She says, all right. Sorry, I might get carried away. You don't know what it's like to be in slumber for 1,000 years and wake up and not have control of things. Go ahead. And Oculus will start to do his thing. He'll come back to you in about a minute with the readout, and the readout will show that the warp stabilizer has been damaged in whatever warp catastrophe they had. He'll also go on to say that it does appear that the console has been worked on recently, and that was also found just about 2 hours prior.
Jensen.
Jansen. So you were trying to fix the warp stabilizer with your efforts?
To who?
I say to the lady.
Voronova?
Eleanor.
I didn't get a chance to even access that information, but now that he has done it, let's try to do that. We will always need a fuel source, though. Your ship is able to provide that, correct?
We all look at Lord Gore.
No. I actually shrugged my shoulders in character.
I'm not a technician.
You would allow use of it, though. We could use your fuel cells.
Is our ship even big enough to?
We only need a jump start. There is a reserve in emergencies, and it seems like it's all intact. She's looking at the readout on the computer screen, and obviously that Oculus had came up with. She seems to compose herself again, and she starts to plug away at the computer. It's just someone did make some changes here. It looks like we could perhaps, with enough of a jump, get to warp.
We're not trying to get to warp, and we need our ship to get back home.
But you said that you would help us.
But where do you wish to warp to?
There's no going to warp.
We're headed to Aradon 5.
Well, there's been some changes in the galaxy since you were last.
What do you mean? Are you suggesting this planet is no longer there?
We have no information of that, but it is no longer possible to travel to the planet. In fact, we are cut off in the system due to incessant warp storms.
Warp storms? Like the one that ensnared us 1,000 years ago?
Much, much worse. A great rift has opened in the galaxy. Sunder in the Imperium realm.
Unfortunately, you may be stuck here for some time, so the best course of action would be to find Jensen, figure out what happened here, and get reinforcements to help get any survivors, anyone who can still wake up off a ship.
Ever the positive element of our group.
After you say that, Chris, you'll hear footsteps coming from beyond that causeway. The door will open on the other side. About 100 meters away, you can see figures. 4 figures walking your way.
I'm so tempted to throw my grenade.
I look at Ricard.
You see me about to heave a grenade.
I notion him to stop, and I shout out, Jansen?
No, not Jansen. It is I, Tiberius.
Put it back.
You can see Tiberius. You can see the little girl next to him. You see Grub, and you see Dr. Wu, and they're approaching. They get close. They get close enough for you to see them, Chris.
I almost just crack grenaded a little girl. Great.
Tiberius comes in and enters the room, so he's right next to you, Chris, and he sees Voronova. He goes, please, tell us the good news. We couldn't wait any longer. She'll look at all of you, and she'll say, well, there is good news, Professor Tiberius. It seems that we are able to make the jump to warp, but I've been informed. We're not going anywhere.
Well, you don't even have a navigator. How will you even navigate in the warp? This is nonsense.
We have the servitors, he says.
The servitors?
Yes, they're able to pilot while we were gone.
They don't seem to be obeying you at the moment.
I'm sure one of you could shut that down. No?
I get a little sick and tired of this, and I grab what's her name?
Voronova. Yeah, you're standing right next to her by the terminal. Yeah.
She's the one talking, right?
She's talking to Tiberius, but yeah.
Yeah. I grab her by the collar and I go, okay, listen. Here's the deal. Here's the situation. This ship belongs to the Empire. Like we are making a profit off anything we sell. you guys are all property here. Like we're taking this. This is ours now. Like I just straight up tell her like we're pirates.
What? Wu is like he's the old man, the doctor. He's like, no, you lied to us in the Emperor's name.
Whoa.
Oh, we were hired by the Emperor.
You were pirates. You, Space Marine, a pirate? What has come of this galaxy?
What is happening right now?
I'm going to point my gun at his head and say, recant your statement or die.
I'm pushing his bolt gun down. I'm saying, of course, we mean you no harm, but it is true that we are called to take this vessel in the name of the Emperor.
Do you lower your bolt? I imagine his character probably cannot.
Yeah, I try
to
push it down, but it doesn't really work.
Like it just puts a hand.
But like I trust in the commissar, and I will give him a moment of life to fix the situation.
I'll step in and say, listen, I know this is not what you were hoping for. I know you've been through some hard times, but you must trust that the Emperor always protects, and what we are doing is in your best interest. Because if you were to try to go through the warp right now, you would likely die. Do you want this child to suffer more? Or would you rather go to a safe location, transport everybody off this Hulk, and perhaps give her a future in service to the Emperor?
Very well said.
We're all just fascists.
And I'll bend down and pat the child on the head in a reassuring way. Yes, for the child.
Like Dasha's trying to kidnap
for the child.
I'm trying to recruit this kid for the sisters.
You're trying to indoctrinate the child.
1,000%.
So
what a mess.
We're all evil. We're all
so let
bad.
me.
I am not.
Let me
You
throw.
almost killed people. You almost killed these people.
You almost killed them with a grenade.
But I did not.
So let me throw a metaphorical grenade here. Let me give you something else to chew on. So here's what happens. So you do that. I'm again front facing here, right? The circular chamber, 30-meter diameter circle in the middle that just death fall. Computer terminal on the opposite side. We've got on the opposite side we have Lagor, and you're basically holding at gunpoint the engineer Voronova. In the middle, on the left-hand side, we've got Annabelle, who's trying to do her best to de-escalate the moment here, and then we've got at the Pentecost and Ricard at the doorway, basically from that long hallway. Again, next to you is the four remaining members of the crew and the little girl, and you go down to pet the girl on the head. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, and you're almost killing them with the bolt pistol pointed right at him. And during this conversation, you see Tiberius. He looks to Voronova and he says, "What is the status of our warp?" And she goes, "It can be fixed with a fuel restart from their ship."
We're not doing that, and you're not going anywhere. This belongs to what's our contract? This I don't even know. This belongs to our contract.
You will close your mouth, human.
All that was
this
in
ship
character.
will not go to warp, but we will provide you safety as the Emperor protects.
So at that, they look at each other. They kind of nod to each other, the two, Voronova and Tiberius, and you see Tiberius.
Are you nodding? Don't you nod?
Tiberius will be a little more casual now. He'll just kind of like look at all of you and kind of let down his guard a bit, and he says, "Oh, I don't think you understand.
Uh-oh.
You see, we are not your captives. You are ours." And he will smile, and his lips, instead of his lips, he has like a normal smile. They will go much wider up into his to his face, and you'll see this like slithering little tongue start to come out. You'll also see that Grub, the cook, now that in the light of this more well lit area, you can see that his body is actually more of a grayish color instead of like a normal skin complexion. Dr. Wu, he removes his like cap, and you can see that he also is bald, just like all the others. And his eyes look a little bug-eyed when he really starts to analyze and scrutinize you. And Andrew, as you're petting the little girl, she removes her shawl, and you can see she has 3 arms with clawed appendages at them, and she goes to strike at you. Let's roll initiative. Sorry, we don't roll initiative here, but we're going to go into combat.
Oh my god.
These are
so good.
These are Gene Stealer cult members. Dasha, I'm sure you know what that means.
Yes, but for the audience, please, I think you should describe a little more detail.
I will. So I have some artwork to show you. Okay, this might clear everything up.
Hey, can I give it a go?
Give what a go?
The description of what we're dealing with.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So imagine if, like Alien from like the movie Alien, decided to start a cult and just started like ambiently like mutating people. That's almost.
It's a start. It's a start. But the other thing I would add to it is that basically there's another entity here. There is the Tyranids. So I don't know how much you know about the Tyranids, Dasha, but basically the Tyranids are an alien insect-like race that have been invading the galaxy as of late. Like, they are probably the biggest threat to humanity than any of the others in the storyline. Even the Chaos Gods, like, they have always had issues with the Emperor, and there's the whole war I explained to you, but like a civil war they had 10,000 years ago. But as of late, the Tyranids are like an overwhelming force, an unstoppable horde. They don't know where they come from, and they've been coming out of the far reaches of the galaxy, and they have been, it seems that in the storyline that they actually have been here far longer than their main invading forces would indicate. That they've had these gene stealer cults set up in the galaxy thousands of years beforehand, setting up this like invasion, basically. And you can see from the artwork here in the background that certain levels of gene stealer cult look more humanoid than others, and I'm going to show you what a picture of others are looking like. So here is the first artwork here, Dasha. This is Imperial Guard fighting against some gene stealer cult. So there are different types of them. So, and I would assume all your characters being level 3 tier characters would know what this is. There are neophytes. A neophyte is someone who has been at least 4 generations or more in basically incognito. They look like a human. They can pass as a human. But they are not. And if you have psychic abilities, if you have other things, you could sense them, you would automatically know that they're not human. But otherwise, without attempting to perceive it, you wouldn't know that they're not human. So you can see, like, those are the people on the bottom right in this picture. They look mostly human, just kind of bald-headed and kind of grumpy. And then you have the acolytes, who are not as covert. They are less away from the Tyranid, the Xenos biology, and that's like the guy standing with the sword. And they have multiple arms. They have an extra limb, usually. A lot of mutations, because it's like mixing of species that don't mix, you know? So there's mutations to it. And then you've got some of the more horrifying creatures, which are more Tyranid-like. And you can even see one in the background there, kind of roaring into the sky, and others crawling on the rock there. Any questions so far, Dasha?
So far, no. Just taking it all in.
Some more artwork here. So this would be like a Space Marine squad trying to fend off a gene stealer cult attack. You've got the mixture of neophytes, acolytes, and then ultimately actual gene stealers here, which are Tyranids, the ones that are like 4 arms or more, maybe even 6. And then the last artwork, which is old school artwork here.
Oh, yeah.
This is like... Yeah, like from really old art. You could see there is a variety of claws and appendages here. I kind of like the guy on the bottom right.
Yeah.
Crazy eyes. But anyway, so these are the Gene Stealer cult, and you realize now that you have been hoodwinked, and they are ready to fight. So let's do it. Let's go into combat here. Ready to do this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. So the group can go first. And I'm going to change the music here because we cannot have this, whatever this is. Cannot be the combat music. Who wants to go first?
No, can I go first?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to shoot the little girl with the bolt pistol.
Yes. I say to Pentabrace, Exterminatus.
She's about to attack me. I want to not get attacked.
Yeah, you have her hand. Your hand was like literally on her head.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole ship, every single colonist is now Exterminatus.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Andrew. What do you do?
Oh, actually, I can pull out my chainsword, Zeal. I think.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've used that before.
Oh my gosh.
I
It is
pull out
time.
Zeal, and I said, Zeal with me. So I get 7 in my dice pool. So with a
Yes.
roar, you hear my chainsword come to life. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 icons, of which
Ooh.
two are exalted.
Okay, so her defense is 3, so you do hit. How many extra 6s can you tack on over to the damage?
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll have 1 extra dice to your damage. What is the damage of your chainsword?
Okay, so my damage and my chainsword. Chainsword is damage 8, extra dice 4, plus 1, extra dice 5.
And the chainsword,
So-
just like Dasha's, is a brutal weapon, so it does have +1 to all these damage extra dice.
Right. So hyphen roll. What do they say?
You rolled
5.
7d6 there? Is that the right number?
56.
I think you rolled the wrong number here. Oh, no, that was your to hit roll, right?
That's my to hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm going to do 5. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra damage.
Yep, 5 extra
Plus-
damage.
Plus, what did I say? 8. So 13 damage.
8,
Wait, you're hitting with
13.
the sword?
Yeah. We added the +1s. It would be a
Okay.
2 6s, and
A
it doesn't
3.
prove any of the failures, so 5 extra. So what's the total, Andrew?
No, isn't it 7 extra? Or am I looking at
was-
The last roll he has is
It was
5, 1,
13.
6, 4, 2. So the 2 becomes a 3, which is nothing. The 6 and the 5 are doubled, so it's 4, and then
Yeah.
1, 4, so 5.
13 damage.
13 damage, and that's because it's your strength, right?
Yes.
Using your
It's like
strength.
strength plus whatever it is. It's 8 basic plus 5.
I am going to spend a ruin because she is a. It's funny, she's a little girl, but she's an acolyte hybrid, so she is the ones with 3 arms. She's, that shawl
Yeah,
was
she's a
covering
tough
up
one.
pretty good. She is probably more dangerous than the others that you've been dealing with. So she's going to spend a ruin point, so I go down to 3 ruin, and I'm going to use her determination roll. She gets to roll 6 dice for determination. So any successes she get will increase her damage here, or reduce the damage here, convert it to shock. So she'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. She'll get a success of 4. So 4 of that damage will go to shock, which she's okay. All right. And let's see. You did, what was the total again, Andrew? 15? 13. She has a resistance of 7, so that'll cut it to 6, and she takes 2 wounds.
Can I burn 2 glory points?
Yes.
I'll burn 2 glory points, give another 2 wounds.
Another 2 wounds. Okay, great.
Yep.
So it ends up being a total of 4 wounds.
Mhm.
Okay, so she takes 4 wounds, and she converts 4 of the damage in total to stress. Okay. She is still there, and they'll go unless you would like to spend a glory to steal the initiative here.
I would like to.
Go for it.
Initiative stolen. Can I hit her and another one with my multi-attack?
You can, and I believe you took the dual weapon thing, so you can do it without
Yes.
penalty. Yeah.
I'm doing that. I'm going to hit her, and then whichever one is next in line. You can decide.
We'll
I
say
don't care.
Grub. Grub is next.
I see blood, so now, right? Do I see blood spatter off her?
She has
Like-
blood. Yeah.
Whenever
But it's-
I'm in melee
it's like
combat and I see
purple.
blood, I must make a DN3 willpower test. If I fail, I'm frenzied.
Go ahead.
And there's a lot of blood. It's spraying everywhere.
It's like purple
Yeah,
blood.
So
yeah.
DN3,
Purple,
what does that mean?
DN3. It's the target number you need. So 3.
How many dice do I roll?
What'd you say it was? It was your willpower?
The 1 second. It is a DN3 willpower test.
So you roll the number of dice under your willpower,
okay.
and then you roll. You need 3 successes to contain yourself.
I will not be contained.
You will. You will be contained.
No, I needed 3, right? I needed a 4 or 5.
You did. You got him.
Yeah. So I'm frenzied.
Oh no! It says if you fail, you get frenzied, right?
So you.
Yeah, you pass. You don't go frenzied.
I want to be frenzied.
I know you do. I know, but you don't. You keep your composure.
I must make a DN3 willpower test. If I fail, I'm frenzied. Oh. All right. So anyway, I'll attack her and then the other dude. So to make an attack, I roll my weapon skill, which is 10 dice. Here's for her. So that is a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4's up work as 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Yep, that'll go through.
So all I need, I could put 2 6s through, right?
You can. So you need a 3, so you can get it with only 1 6 being used.
Yeah.
And that would end up being 2 extra. Yep, 2 extra.
Okay, so now for damage, it's strength plus the weapon.
Yep.
Strength is 4. Damage is plus 5 for the power sword. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So slash roll, and I add 2 because of the 6s.
Yep.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I rolled the 1 for the first one. Does that matter?
It doesn't.
I rolled 4 6s and a 4.
So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 extra to the total. That's the extra damage you have?
That's what I rolled. Plus, yeah.
What's your
D6.
power sword do?
Plus 5.
Plus 5 extra dice?
Yeah.
So you should only roll 7.
Wait, I rolled 4 plus 5, 11.
Yeah, you rolled too many. It's not 4 plus 5. You should only get 2 extra dice. So it's only.
I got that. I got 2 from rolling 2 extra d6s.
Oh no! The extra damage
is the dice you're rolling. The standard number is just what it flat does.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the damage on the power sword?
Plus 5.
So it's just 5, straight up 5. That starts at a 5, and then it has 4 extra damage dice. Correct?
I don't know.
What is ED? It's ED.
ED is 4.
So you do 5 base damage with the power sword, and then it's 5 plus strength.
I have strength.
Oh, so what's your strength?
Yeah,
5 plus strength.
5 plus strength, and then you have you roll 4 extra damage dice plus any that you shift.
Yeah, so you shifted 2, and the extra damage of your power sword is 4. So you're really only rolling 6 dice. So why don't we re-roll the dice?
Or we take the first 6 results.
Joey.
So okay, so just so I understand. So I have a
damage has a base number, which is your strength plus 5 in this case. So your strength is what?
Oh, okay, so I don't roll dice for that. Okay.
No, that's just a standard number. That's where you start at.
Okay.
So what's your total?
Strength 5. So starting at 9.
Ah, okay. So you start at 9 with your strength plus 5, right?
Yeah.
Then you roll
strength 4 plus 5 damage for the power sword.
Yep. So it starts at a base of 9 damage, and then each of these rolls, which it should be 6. Let's just say, for instance, if we took the first 6, you got a total of. Okay, there you go. Well, either way.
Yeah. So this is 1 double success, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 single successes.
I don't think so, Joey. Power sword has the brutal weapon too. It's not a chainsword.
The power sword.
Yeah.
Power sword is not brutal weapon.
No, it's just parry.
It's 3 successes.
So it's 3 successes extra. So you started at 9, and you got 3 extra on the dice rolls, which brings it to a 12. Got it?
Yeah.
And what's ED mean?
You already did that. That's the extra damage dice that you rolled to see how many extra successes you got to add more damage.
What's the armor penetration on this?
It's 3.
Negative 3.
Yeah, so it'll reduce the armor by 3.
Another 3 on top of that.
Yeah. Don't do that. I'll do the calculations of that. Just if it's AP3, I'll reduce their resilience.
My brain is bleeding now, so
yeah. It's actually simpler than I think we're making it here. But basically, you got a bunch of extra dice. You roll them, whatever that number is, you add it to 9.
Okay.
So in this case, you got 3, so you add it to 9, it's 12. And I'm going to do the math on my side. So she's got a resistance of 7, but it becomes a resistance of 4 because of your AP. So you end up with your total of 12 that went through. 8 will go through. Yep, 8 will go through. So she is dying. She will go down before she gets a chance to strike, and she will begin dying. Now, if you want to attack Grub with your extra attack, you may go and do that now. So this is just a weapon skill. Start with the weapon skill.
Weapon skill is 10, so roll 10d6.
Mm-hmm.
There's that.
Okay, so it looks like you've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 successes. That's going to be a hit on Grub.
Okay.
And you're going to roll your damage now. So again, it's 9. Plus your base is going to be... You can shift 2 of these over. So you'll shift 2 of them over, and you're going to roll the same thing, 6 dice, to see how much extra damage you do.
So it's 9 plus 66.
Sort of. Roll the 66 first, and we'll see what you get.
There it is. 4 1s and 2 6s.
Yep, so the 2 6s count as 2 points each, so that's 4. So you do 4 extra damage to your base of 9. So 13. That's pretty good.
Okay.
It also reduces his AP because his armor's not so great. So it'll only he'll have a resilience of 4, and that means you're going to end up putting through what is it? What's 13 minus 4? 9? 9. And he'll definitely use... I'll spend another resilience point. Ruin point.
Can I use Wrath dice to modify that?
You could, but let me see. Wrath says from a failed test or attack. So no, it's got to be the roll to hit.
Okay.
Not the... Yeah. No, you know what? I'm going to let Grub... Grub's going to take it full here. Grub's taking it full. So that's going to do a 9, you said, correct?
Yeah.
All right. That will make him also be dying. He's on the floor. Remember, dying doesn't mean you're unconscious, just like in D&D, it doesn't do that. It's different than D&D. When you're dying, you can do some things, like make one attack or crawl on the floor, but you're not nearly as powerful as you were.
Like a Space Marine with a power sword should, in theory, be able to take out like 2 acolytes.
And he nearly did. Remember, the acolyte Grub. If it doubles their wounds, Joey, it would kill them outright, but it did not do that.
No, yeah, but like what might be like in terms of like the tabletop game, like what would be dying might be enough to like remove a model off the board. Maybe,
or take a wound off or something like that. Take almost all the wounds off. I don't know. We'll see. So we go to the Gene Stealers now. We'll start with Voronova because she is going to do the classic, Joey's got her gun to her neck point. She's going to like shrug you off and kick the gun up and attack.
I'm like looking the opposite way. Like, what's going on over there?
You're looking at Chris start to like decapitate people, and she gets the jump on you. So she's going to do that. She'll move, and she's going to draw a concealed last pistol. What's your resilience and defense, Joey?
My defense is 4. My resilience is trash.
Okay.
No, actually, my resilience is not bad. It's wait, what the heck? It's your toughness plus your armor, so it's 7.
Okay.
Oh no, it's toughness plus 1 plus your armor. My resilience is 8.
Okay. I'll roll the dice. So your defense is 4 and your resilience is 8.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Here we go. Let's see what she gets. She hits you with 4.
Oh.
Yeah, she hits you with 4. And her auto gun is 1 extra dice and does 7 standard. Her auto pistol, 7 dice or 7 damage and 1 extra dice. So let me roll that 1 extra dice. It's a 6. So she does 9. So again, your resilience was 8, you said?
Yeah.
Nothing. Just a flesh wound. 1 wound, Joey. You may, if you'd like, take determination to put it to shock. You want to try it?
Nah, I've got 11 points.
Okay, so you're good. You go down to 10 then.
Yep.
Okay, you go down to 10, and she'll try her.
My collarbone.
And she's going to run around the circle halfway. So now she's kind of opposite Dasha on the circle. So you're at the top of the circle. She's on the right-hand side, and Dasha's on the left-hand side. All right, we go to the group. Who's next?
I like to shoot her. She's
Ooh.
right across from me.
Go ahead.
So I'll use my bolt pistol. Three, 4, 5, 6.
6 in total?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, you hit. Go for it.
Great. So that will be 10 damage plus... plus 3, so 13, I believe.
Ooh, 13 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, look at this. She is going to have to spend... Yeah, I think I am going to spend Ruin for her. Because that would be... Could that be death?
And question, what was the thing about brutal weapons? Because I think bolt pistol is a brutal
I don't think
weapon.
it's brutal.
No, bolt pistol is brutal.
It is?
All the
It
bolter
is.
weapons are brutal, yeah.
Oh, damn, that's brutal.
What does that do again?
It's +1 to all your extra dice. So
Yeah, bolt pistol.
Plus one.
your 5s become 6s, and your 3s become successes. So you add another 2 to that, so it's
Wow.
15.
Brutal.
I did not realize that.
That is brutal.
Brutal. So, yeah, Dasha Voronova, this engineer who's been in tow for half this game, you headshot her. She's dead.
I mean,
Wow.
we're talking
The
about a
master-
bullet that's like this big.
Yeah, I know.
Master
God.
active bolt detonates when it
That
penetrates
makes a
the
lot
skull.
more sense now.
That's right, Andrew. Say that again.
The mass reactive bolt penetrates the skull and then detonates, exploding, splashing brains, gore, and blood in every direction.
Oh, yeah, and her body just slumps to the floor, twitching still as she grips her white knuckles, her last pistol. She dies. And actually, I'm just going to say it, in fact, the rest of her body just convulses and she falls through the center hole down into the pit. So that was a great kill there, Dasha. Now we go to the creatures. So Tiberius has gone. Vornover's gone. Tiberius has not. Grub has not. He's on the floor dying. Mira has not. And Dr. Wu. Let's get Dr. Wu in action here. He says, "The Emperor, the Emperor," and he's gonna go and try to hit you. Let's see, my Angel of Death. I think attacking you would probably be suicide. so-
Please.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good. So, yeah, he'll try though. He might as well try for it. No, he's not even gonna hit. What's your defense?
4.
4. Got it. Okay.
Laughing too hard.
He's laughing too hard. Yeah, but he does shoot, and he's like an old feeble man. Even in his gene stealer state, he's rather old and feeble. So he shoots and it goes wide. It hits one of
stop my
the
armor.
tubing. We go to the group. Who's left to go? Joey,
Yeah.
go for it.
I freak out. I am so
Joe,
scared right now.
If you roll a 1 on the wrath die, something bad's gonna happen.
I hide. I want to spend an action to hide and like find a spot, maybe around the computer terminal under some debris, like whatever's around me, I can possibly hide to.
So you think the only way you could really hide is if you were to climb up to that crane? Because the room is just a open chamber with a big hole in the middle. Like there's nowhere
There's no
to
like
hide.
dark corners.
It's a circle,
Or-
so there's no corners. But
Instead of hide, can we use the term search for a vantage point to attack? So I don't want to have to execute you.
you feel like
police language.
remember, Joey, there was a crane that was like holding a platform.
Stealthily look for a vantage point.
If you wanted to climb up the wall, like there's piping and stuff, you could get to that, like basically a sniper lookout up there. It's maybe 10 meters up.
Basically, yeah. Like whatever I think my instincts are telling me to be like, okay, where can I go where like no one would think of me to be?
Okay, go ahead. Give me I'll do 2 things here. I'll let
said
you.
There's also like a bunch of tubing and stuff.
I'll let you say there's
Can I,
tubing
like,
and stuff.
hide
But
in the tubing.
it's like tubing, like, I don't know if you can see my mic here, but like this. Like it's not like a tube that you're gonna. It's not like a funhouse tube. It's like just piping.
I thought it was just like a collapse of like wires.
It's piping. It's piping. It's not something you can nestle yourself into. But if you wanted to climb up, you could. I'll let you do both in this turn, just so it's more thematic.
As long as I can do my hide action.
Yeah, I will allow it because you're a friggin' desperado. You live for this kind of stuff. Nobody's around you right now. You're free to move. So I'd say if you roll a DN3, you can get up with your an athletics type check and you can hide.
How do I type in dice again?
Oh, it's roll / space 3d6.
No, it's 9d6.
Oh, no, do the athletics check first.
Oh, athletics?
Yeah, because you'd have to get up to the platform that's raised by the crane, otherwise you wouldn't be able to.
It's 2. It's what's the difficulty rating on that?
DN3, which is a standard difficulty.
Okay, here's my 2 athletics. Oh, wait, hold on.
It's the / first.
Oh, the slash comes
/
first. Yeah.
Space, and then however many your athletics.
Oh, you can do just R? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you don't.
Joey, what I also do is, I think is easier, is just roll. Well, it's not easier, but if you're rolling a low number, just the dice roller little button on the left. But
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
All right. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, just copy it without the little
rotation.
Yeah.
Wait, am I rolling?
No. You want me to roll for you, Joe?
Yeah.
All right.
You
Here's
should type the / first and then roll.
No, I even did the side thing. I think my internet's messing up.
Oh, Joe, you can't get up there. You're just.
I'm
you're
spinning a wrath die.
How about this, Joey? If you give me another ruin point, I'll let you get up there without problem.
Deals.
Done. I go up
Oh
to
my
4
God.
ruin instead of 3.
And then wait, now do I hide or?
Yeah, go ahead, do your stealth. Yeah, you in a burst of energy, you use the piping and the tubing to climb up and grab onto the edge of that raised platform that's held by the crane hand, and you get up there.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so you rolled it in the most crazy way possible. Oh, those are your other rolls. Never mind. So you get what's the total for your stealth?
So we got 3 double successes plus 2 normal ones. So 8?
8.
Yeah.
And remind me again, Joey. If you're hidden and things don't see you, what happens? You are...
They can take an awareness check to actively search for me. But essentially they just don't know where I am. The same way any ordinary, like, hidden condition would play out in these kinds of moves.
Okay.
But every time I shoot my gun, I reduce my stealth by 1.
Sure, gotcha. Yeah.
Normally it's by more than that, but
yeah. So you go and you get up into that platform and use it as cover, and you're like leaning over the side, looking and seeing the action down below, getting ready to sniper somebody next turn.
Oh, and if my stealth goes below their passive awareness, they don't have to make a check.
Yes, I knew that. Yeah, the passive is just like in D&D. Okay. All right, we go to the rest of the creatures here. So let's go with the people that are standing. So Tiberius, he'll take out... Let's see here. Yeah, Tiberius, he's going to... attack you, Pentabrace. What do you got, Pentabrace?
Oh, what's my...
Defense and resilience.
Defense is it a melee attack or a gun attack?
It's a melee attack. He's going to attack you with a knife.
So I've got my chain sword out, which gives me parry, which is +1 defense.
Oh,
so
okay.
My defense is natively 2, but it goes up to 3. And
natively
my
2.
Is 7.
So what? I'm sorry. Resilience is 7.
I'm sorry. My defense is 3, and my resilience is 7.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, he is going to hit you because he rolled pretty good here. He got a 5, so he's going to be able to store one of those away. So the extra dice he rolls... Oh, my God. So he's going to do a total of 11 damage, and your resilience is 7?
Yeah.
So you're going to want to probably take your determination roll here to convert some of that into shock. It'll be 4 that go through.
Determination says T is 3, so I roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get a success on the wrath dice. So that takes away 2 of them, right?
That'll take away 2 of them. Yep. So you take 2 wounds and you get 2 shock.
Got it.
Okay. And then the ones on the floor can only take one single attack at the creatures there. So 1 on Chris and 1 on Tiberius. The little girl is going to go after you, Tiberius. Pentecost, because Pentabrace, not Pentecost. And she's gonna.
You've been calling him Pentecost all stream.
Have I really? You know what it is? I wrote Pentecost down, and I'm gonna change it to Pentabrace. So Pentabrace, you're gonna attack by the hybrid, the girl Mira. She can only, unfortunately, even though she has 3 arms, which would have been so cool to use all 3 of her attacks, she can only do 1 because she's dying. She gets just a death throw to just kind of snag you with her claw. What is your... It's a 3 again? It's a melee attack, so it's 3?
Yeah.
Okay, her weapon skill is pretty good. Okay, so she ends up getting... Ooh, terrible here. She needs all of her double 6s to hit you, so she won't be able to convert them into extra damage, but she does hit. And her claw does 11 plus 4 extra dice. So, ooh, 11 plus 4. So 15. You want to convert some of these to shock?
Let's have a go. I convert 2.
So it's going to be 13. 13. Your resilience is 7 or 8?
My resilience is...
You said 7, right?
My resilience is 7.
So 6 would go through. How many wounds do you have?
So what does that mean? I take 6?
You take 6 in total, yeah.
Shock?
You take 6 in total and 2 shock.
So 8 in total, right? So my wounds go down to 2.
Oh.
And my shock is at 4.
Okay, all right. Yeah, now the Gene Stealers are striking back here. And then, Chris, 1 futile last pistol probably won't hurt you, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is from Grub. Not going to hit you. Not going to hit you at all. Okay, that's the end of their turn. Now, Joey, what's your passive awareness?
God damn.
You did this to yourself.
What's your passive awareness?
I'm gonna be like hiding somewhere, and then all of a sudden there's just gonna be some like 6-legged thing crawling right on top of me. It just doesn't know where I am.
Exactly what's gonna happen, and you did this to yourself.
Deserve it.
So my intelligence is 3, and my awareness is 2. So I think my passive awareness is 5.
Okay. Doesn't it say it? Didn't it like calculate that for you?
I just don't know where the passive awareness stat is. I think it's just your awareness.
No, it can't be that. Can it be? If you could look it up, that'd be great. But I'm gonna have to roll something here.
Okay.
It's your awareness is 5, right?
Oh,
well,
straight
mine
up?
is 5. It's on the skills table,
Okay, straight up 5 then.
isn't it?
All right, let me roll something
No,
for
wait.
you here.
Yeah. It says passive awareness equals awareness total /2.
/2. So 2 must be your passive. You see what I'm saying? It's probably like half your total skill or something like that.
I think it's I think it's half your. So is it? I guess rounding down.
Yeah, probably. So, Joe, you seem everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. We go to the next round here. Start of the round. Who would like to go first?
Joey, what's your
I
stat?
do.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Go ahead, Chris.
I am going to swing. I'm going to hit the girl that just almost killed my friend.
Yeah.
And then the one that blasphemed the emperor.
Okay, so the doctor and Voronova. So Voronova and Grub are... Sorry, not Voronova, excuse me. Voronova's dead. The girl is on the ground, so is Grub.
Yeah.
So you want to attack the one that's standing, Dr. Wu?
Yeah.
Okay, and the girl. Go ahead. Finish off the girl first.
So I'm going to finish her off.
If you hit, I'm going to take her off because she is completely done at that point. Her defense is 3. Yeah, she's utterly destroyed. I was looking to see if you got a wrath die on but you didn't, so you didn't get a glory. So, but that's fine. She is dead. You kill her completely with your power, so you stab her right through her cranium.
I'll sweep low first, just to pardon my language, just to clip her a bit, and then carry on my swipe up into the blasphemer's face.
Sure.
Now, I can re-roll 2 of these dice as a Blood Angel.
Right, so re-roll 2. So 2 1s, roll them. Yep, so you're still going to hit even though you didn't hit there. You got a total of 2, 4, 6 total, and you could put over 1 6 to your extra dice, so your extra dice will be 5.
Okay. So damage 9 with the power sword.
Yep, plus 5 extra dice, and we'll see what your results are to add to it.
Oh.
5d6, yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
So it looks like 2 extra, so it's going to be an 11. And that is going to be enough to put Dr. Wu down, but not dead, with his resilience of reduced to a 4, so it's going to be 7. Oh no, it kills him. Never mind. Kills him.
Die.
It kills him. He's yeah, he goes sorry, it doesn't outright kill him. He goes down. That's what it is. So him and Grub are down. Tiberius is the only one of the group that is still standing, but there are a couple down on the ground dying. Do you have anything else you want to do this turn or no?
I'm going to say a prayer to the Emperor.
Okay. We'll go to the enemies, or do you want to seize initiative here? You have 5 glory.
We should probably seize.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Vanderbrae seize.
So you go to 4 glory.
Who wants to go?
I'll go for a laugh now. I'm nearly dead anyway.
Do you want to attack So Grub and Wu are on the ground, and Tiberius is standing.
I'll run over to Tiberius, and I will attack him with zeal.
Okay.
Yes.
My chainsaw.
Do it.
And my weapon skill.
Yes.
Dice roll 7. Okay.
Andrew's deadpan humor is a fan favorite here in the chat.
1, 2, 3, 4. I get 4.
You will succeed, but you probably will need that 6 to hit.
Yes, I need that 6 to hit. So, okay, what does it say? Extra dice is 4, damage 8. So 8 plus, let's see.
It's a 1 on the
8.
Oh yeah, it'll be a complication.
8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
11. Okay, that is going to be pretty good for him because...
I'll spend 2 more glory to make it up to 13 damage.
Oh, okay. 2 glory? 1 glory. Is it wrath or glory you're using? Glory?
Glory, yeah.
So you go down to 2 glory.
You want to spend a wrath die? Then never mind.
No, there's not really any failures to reroll.
So you have 2 glory left as a group. Got it?
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, and for him, that's going to be 13 damage, you said?
So it's 8, 9, 10, 11... 8,
9, 10,
11, 12, right? Plus 4. Yeah.
So 12. He has a 6 resilience, so it brings it to 6. It'll drop his wounds down to 0. So he'll spend determination. He'll spend a ruin. I go down to 3 ruin, and I'm going to spend his determination. He's going to roll some dice to avoid the damage here, if possible. Maybe. We'll see. He's got to get some successes. I rolled too many dice. Like Joey, should I just take the first 3, though? Or should I roll the whole new set?
You know what? You should roll a whole new set.
Oh, and he dies still.
Oh!
So he's dying. So every one of the crew that you were fighting, they are dying. They're on the floor. Tiberius, he's crawling around trying to get out of this chamber. Grub, Wu, they're all dying. And obviously Voronova and Mira are beyond saving. So we go to We'll go to those dying creatures if you prefer. Do you go with that, or you want to spend more glory to seize the initiative?
No.
I can try, I guess.
Well, it's up to you. Don't try. You just spend the glory and you would go. So do you want to spend more? You have 2 glory points.
I say we hold on.
Let them attack me.
If you want to go, like you can go for it.
You can, if you want, spend the glory. I don't want to get hit anymore.
So, Dasha, you're not that far away. You're only halfway around the circle. If you wanted to come down, you could move and do your attacks. You could in theory split your attacks to try to kill as many of them as possible.
How does that work?
So every opponent you want to add to it is going to be +2 to the target number to hit them. So they're.
Are you spending glory to do this?
Not glory. Yeah, she would have to spend glory to interrupt here, but.
Take us down to 1 glory.
I say hold off on it.
I don't think this is the end. I think we need to keep it.
All right. Honestly. So we'll have Dr. Wu will aim his pistol at you, Penta Brace, and he'll shoot.
Miss.
He hits.
He hits with a 4. Does that hit you?
Yeah.
It will require all of his to hit, and it is a D6 plus 7. Sorry, not D6. 1 extra dice plus 7. And it will fail. It does 7. Your resilience is 7?
Yeah.
It does no damage.
Yes, stand strong.
You could. If he spiked there, it could have been bad.
Jacket.
Yeah. But it will be a critical hit, though, actually. I'm looking at the rat die as a 6, huh?
Oh, yeah, look at that. And what did you do the complication for me a while ago?
I did not. Do you want to roll a complication or tell me a narrative complication that could happen? What could have happened from your complication before?
I feel that, like, my chainsaw could have got stuck in the bone as I thrust it into his body, and it could have flipped the... could have broken the chainsaw teeth, and they flare around. There's a huge mangle of flesh as it's thrown around, and my chainsaw is broken.
If you're cool with that, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right, so yeah, your chainsword comes undone, and the whirring sound just escapes. It's just that sound like the rotating gears over and over again, and you drop it. Zeal is gone as you then get attacked and hit by the last pistol. It is a critical hit. So with the critical hit, I can... Let's see, what can I do to increase that? A critical hit. Where's the critical hit chart? Why can't I find it? Joey, help me. Joey, help me. Come on now. I wonder if I can immediately use it.
We ignore the critical.
No, we cannot ignore the critical hit. Something has to happen here.
Convenience.
No, combat is deadly here, Joey.
Where actions, attributes, and skills?
There's a critical hit table, is there not? Am I crazy?
Yeah, there is one, yeah.
It was like 197 or something like that. Critical hits, here it is. Critical hit table, 198. Roll a 2d6, Andrew.
2d6. I'm just going to roll it quick. Is it a 66?
Yeah, 66. So just roll 2 dice. It's fine.
44.
44. It's a visceral blow.
Oh, no.
The
Can we get a
effect
visceral
is
blow for?
you have to take a agility test or fall prone. The toughness is DN3.
Agility test. Oh, that's a native one. What do I need?
A 3 on agility.
No, I get 1. I don't do it.
You also then take 1 mortal wound, so you have 1 wound remaining.
Oh, dear me.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
And you're knocked on the floor. And you see like the crawling like grub. He's like crawling over you. And he's going to try to step his knife right into your chest. It's not his turn, though. It goes to Dasha, if you'd like.
Yeah, I will try to... I guess, am I close enough where I could get up with my chainsword? And, like,
you'd have to, you'd spend your movement to run back half the circle and then attack.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I will attack with my chainsword.
Do you want to split your attacks here? Doing the... so the grub is about to attack and Tiberius has not attacked. You can do both of them if you'd like.
Yeah, let's try. Why not? Why not?
So the target number goes up by 2. So it ends up being, instead of a 3 to hit them, you need a 5. What's your weapon skill?
If you use your big pistol, you could I don't know if the bolt. I think the bolt pistol has a salvo of 1.
2. Salvo 2.
Is the bolt pistol a salvo 2?
I'm fairly certain of it, yeah.
That's the bolt gun. The bolt pistol doesn't have salvo.
Oh,
It
never
doesn't
mind.
have salvo. No. Yeah, it doesn't
Never
have
mind.
salvo.
I apologize. All right, so then do it with the chainsword then, yeah.
Okay, so...
Roll your weapon skill. And really, since they're so injured, all you need to do is hit. Okay, no problem there. So you succeed on the 5 against Grub. The chef is dead. Completely, you decapitate him. Blood spews everywhere. Purple blood spews everywhere. And now the second one on Tiberius. He was the leader of the group.
All right, so 9 plus 4 extra dice.
Oh, yeah.
46.
Oh, no extra dice. You don't need to roll the extra dice here because you killed Grub.
Okay.
Just hitting him. Remember, these were on the verge of death.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
your base damage is enough to kill them at this point.
Okay, great. All right.
You're taking
just-
out like weeds.
Yeah.
I just decapitate them both, yeah.
Well, no, you do need to hit the other creature now, Tiberius. So you have to roll a hit roll.
Oh,
That's your
I
weapon
see.
skill.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, the damage roll is inconsequential because it's just going to kill them. But if you hit, you will kill them.
Perfect. Okay, that makes sense now.
Joey, should she roll a whole separate roll? Yeah, she should, I guess.
Yeah.
Another 7. Oh my god. So Tiberius, the former leader of this cult, you kill him, you decapitate him, and you decapitate Grub. Only Dr. Wu, who's already activated this turn, remains. So it goes to Joey. You're up.
Or it goes to some mysterious figure hiding in the bushes.
You're up, Joe.
I'm still free. I feel safe, which makes me feel unsafe. Because the reason why I've lived so long is because whenever I've had this instinct of feeling safe, I do the exact opposite.
Oh boy.
I want to take a awareness check.
Oh, go ahead.
See anything around me? I put my goggles on. I'm looking around. I'm like quieting my breath.
Mhm.
Trying to be silent. So I've got 5. Yeah, awareness is 5. Here we go. All right, my internet, not so great. It's taking its time rolling the dice.
Okay. The suspense is killing me.
It's killing me too. It says rolling the dice. ...
Okay.
So I don't know. Should we have someone else do this, or should I do this analog style?
No. It's coming in. So I'll have something to describe to you in a second, though, Joe.
I might not see anything.
It's not coming.
I might roll all at once.
So here's what happens.
How do you tell me you're ruining the magic of D&D?
It's not coming through. I don't see it, Joey.
Just assume he makes it, Bob. Let's go.
Here's what's happening. It's not going to matter, Joey. Here's what happens.
Okay.
So you remember the scene in Predator where Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh,
there it is.
And it just gets crit. Like,
You get a glory out of this.
glory.
You get a glory, so you go back to 3 glory. And I'll give you. Here's your narrative. Here's your narrative. Eccentric addition to this. Okay, so here's what happens, Joe. You got a total of 5, correct?
Yeah.
And it's a critical. Okay, here's what happens. You remember the scene in Predator where Arnold Schwarzenegger is he's like so ready for the Predator. He set that pit fire in the middle. He roars, right? He gives that massive roar into the sky, and he's ready to fight this creature from beyond. And then all of a sudden, as he's like watching, he sees like the distortion of the air around him as the Predator is slowly climbing the tree down, and the Predator does not see him.
He's like covered in mud.
But he's covered because he's covered in mud and he's hidden from his sight. Well, this is what happens. You are covered in cables and you are aiming your las gun, through like a tubing so nothing's seen, and you're using all your skills from being a desperado in this hive world. You're using that platform as your cover, and you just hear the breath of a massive hulking creature. You can't really see it, but you know it's there. You hear it. That's how you're perceiving it. It's around you, and you can feel the sound of its claws like raking on top of the grates of that platform that you are standing on. You get the sense, though, that it does not know you are there. What do? Like, you feel like looking might even be giving your position away.
So I have the silence talent.
Ooh, what does it do?
It means I can move. I can do my full movement without any consequences to my stealth.
Okay.
So I feel like I want to slowly crawl to like a different location on the platform.
This platform is, like I said, it's about 30 meters wide. There's debris, a big crane arm that's in the center that's holding this thing up. You could move. Where would you like to go?
Away.
Okay.
Get far away.
All right, so you go to the opposite side of wherever the sound was, and you do this like army crawl where you're basically just kind of using your like nimbleness and the low profile to keep out of sight, going behind debris, and you get to the other side of this platform and you take a look, Joey, and here's what you see. You see a 4-armed creature. I'm going to show you freaking Warhammer models and art.
Is it a regular one or is it the big one?
No, it's massive. It stands like 10 feet tall. It is probably taller than Chris even in his Space Marine armor, in Ricard, in his armor. Yeah, it stands taller than you. And it's got these rending claws that that if these were to even like try to touch, your armor would it would just pierce through like a hot knife through butter. Even Chris's armor would not be enough to withstand this creature's rending claws. And it's huge, and you can see its brain pulsating as it's got some sort of like connection with that entity. You get a sense of it automatically.
I was hoping it would be like a Gene Stealer.
This is a Broodlord.
This is the guy to kill.
This is a Broodlord, and it's about to descend upon your friends, and you get the sense that they will not see it.
Is it hanging like right above the pit though?
Yes.
So
shoot it down the pit.
So what do you do, Joey? Do you say anything? Do you alert your friends?
I wanna. So okay, you mentioned how we could spend glory to do some sort of narrative.
Yeah,
thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to shoot it in a way that will fall off the crane, or maybe shoot the crane in some way that is there some cable I can hit? Is there anything that I could possibly shoot to make it trip?
So it's actually a wrath die, not a glory point. So do you have a wrath die? A wrath point?
I've got all of them.
A wrath point? You haven't used any wrath points?
Yeah, I've got my 2.
What are you thinking? You want to
is it hanging on anything? Is there
it's on the platform with you. It's like you were looking over one edge to snipe, and it was coming up behind you to do the same thing. So you quickly maneuvered to the other side of the platform, and you see it. It's gonna pounce on your friends.
Can I shoot the platform that I'm on?
The crane. You can hit the crane.
Will I fall with it?
You will,
probably.
But
all right, fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll give it. Yeah. Okay, do it. Go ahead. Give me an attack. We'll say it's going to be. It's not too hard to hit the crane. We'll say it's a standard DN3, but you'll have to do enough damage to it. That's going to be the key here. So the crane, we'll just say has, I don't know, what do a lot of these metal things have here?
Does my stealth count? Is the crane aware?
No, the crane. No. Hold on.
The crane hasn't figured it out.
If you can do 10 damage to it, Joey, I'll give it to you. It'll break the crane.
I mean, I'm hiding, so I imagine my stealth bonus, my thing.
Well, do you just? What's your normal attack? What's your ballistic skill?
So it's my ballistic skill, I believe, is either 8 or 9. Sorry,
okay.
ballistic skill is 9.
Okay. So roll your 9 dice, and do you get any benefits from stealth?
So I get extra damage equal to my stealth skill.
Okay, I mean, look, it's not a target. I don't know that matters. If it has to be like a target, we can look it up later, but let's see what you get with your 9 dice.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to hit, and you're going to move that 6 over to damage.
Yeah, I'm actually going to full clip. I'm going to full auto it.
Okay,
too.
go for it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I guess we can see if we can get my dice later, but so I've got salvo 3.
Okay.
Um,
So what's the total?
plus 1 extra damage plus the shift. So 5 extra dice.
Okay, go for it. Yep.
And then if it matters, we'll look it up.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna matter.
you could spend
My other wrath point.
the wrath can give a
Oh wait, no, that's only for attacks.
no. It's glory can increase the damage. You have right now 3 glory. You want to throw all 3 glory in there?
I don't want to use the group's glory.
But this is big, Joey.
I know, but I want to see if the eliminator, if my stealth, does my stealth do anything?
I don't know. But it's not a target, so I feel like no. It's about damage, and it's not. You're not surprising the crane.
All right, then you know what? Let's guys. Are you cool with me using the glory for this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, as long as I'm getting like consent from the group. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so that'll bring it to 10, and the crane will just like I said, you hit it in a structural weak point. It starts to shift. The whole platform then just as it detaches, crashes down, going lower into the chamber here. All right, so all of you, I'm going to say give me an agility test. Pen to brace, I'm going to increase your DN by 2 because you are prone at this point. If you fail this test, it could hit your side, do damage to you, and or bring you down into the pit. Joey, what's your agility?
Athletics or agility?
I think it's agility. Yep, agility.
I don't see agility.
That's
just a characteristic.
Is it athletics then? Agility? No, agility is a characteristic, right? It's not a skill, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Less of it.
Can I spend a wrath die to reroll this?
You can.
Test?
You can spend a wrath die to reroll it. Yep, a wrath point.
So,
Excuse me.
Do I reroll all the dice or just
Yep.
the one?
The failed dice.
So here's the extra. Oh, there we go. So I got a total of 4.
4.
Is it the A? Is it the A?
A is agility. Yeah.
I'm spending a wrath point. I'm re-rolling mine because I got no passes.
Okay. Oh,
No.
Do we know how many passes we need?
3.
Are we allowed to know? Oh, okay, good then.
Andrew, it doesn't look too good for you. Is that correct?
No, I'm not very agile.
So here's what's going to happen. This massive crane is going to fall down. It is going to completely collapse on itself. Pipes, tubing, the platform itself, which again is like 30 meters wide, made of steel, just flies down. Joey, you're able to use your dexterity and just kind of tumble off to the side of it and kind of like almost parkour down the side of the chamber and get down to the platform below.
Managed to like stay out of the pit.
Yeah, you stay out of the pit. And of course, Chris and Dasha, you're able to back yourselves up to the doorway so that you're out of the sight. But Pentabrace, who is prone from the attack from the little girl, you are clipped. Your shoulder gets hit. We're gonna give me a 2d6 there, Andrew.
You gonna lose an arm?
Give me 2d6.
I think he is.
Like you...
5 and 3.
5 and 3?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. 5 and a 3?
Yep.
So, torso. You suffer a severe injury that impairs your organs like your heart, lung, or liver. Any toughness-based tests become more difficult with a minimum +1 of DN. So you're gonna get hit. You got some internal bleeding going on, and you don't get out of the way of this. Now, also, what's gonna happen is, Andrew, you're clinging to the side of this thing. Wait, did you roll a 1 on your test?
Yes.
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah, I got a 1 and a 4.
Ugh.
Oh boy, that's also
the
critical
wrath
failure.
dice was a 1.
Hey Andrew, if you give me a ruin.
Do it. No, wait. I don't know. He's got a bunch.
He's got like 5 ruin right now. 4.
Give me a ruin, and I'll let you stay on the side.
You can't give yourself to the chaos.
If you don't, Andrew, you'll lose your grip and fall to your death.
Yeah, I'll give you a ruin.
Thank you. Excellent. So you cling on. You have one hand. You can't pull yourself up though because you are internally bleeding. You've like cracked all your ribs. You've definitely ruptured like your spleen. You're gonna be dying very soon. So you can't pull yourself up. But I assume your friends will assist.
Well, I'm not dying yet.
It's hurt. You're hurt.
He's a commissar. Come on.
I spring to action if we can, like if our turn to do so.
Yeah, so we're out of combat here. The creature fell down with the platform and went down into the big abyss where the terraforming thing is, and you hear a loud screech from below, this like primordial scream. And Joey, that like rocks your brain because of the psychic connection you had to the hive mind. What do you do? Group, discuss.
Oh.
I will pull you up, Commissar.
Thank you.
And I don't have... Go ahead.
I'm tempted to throw Joey into the pit.
All right, hold on. I'm back.
You better start talking smooth, my friend.
Wait, do I sound fine?
Oh, you sound fine. Talk. He's talking. He's saying talk. He wants to know where you were.
I want to explain yourself.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm sorry. My internet went out.
Oh, we can hear you now.
I don't think I picked up on... The last thing I heard was I hear a primal scream.
You hear a primordial scream from this creature down below, and it echoes through you mostly because your psychic connection to the hive mind. So, but then Chris says, what?
I say, explain yourself.
I'm like dazed from the torture, but like I'm just like I went up there to find a spot to shoot them, of course, and then I saw a thing. There was a giant monster. It was I wouldn't have known it's like a patriarch, right? Like,
it's a Gene Stealer patriarch. You might, I don't know, you might not. But it's alive, by the way. It fell down and it screamed. It's alive.
It's still...
Oh, really?
It's alive. Yeah, it crashed down below, and then, like I said, you gather yourself, you compose yourselves, and then you hear that scream from down below. So this thing is still alive.
Grenade!
You throw grenades down.
Can I throw it down there?
Sure, you can throw it. It's 200 meters down, but you throw it down, and you hear the grenade go off.
It probably won't make it all the way down.
Midair, yeah. What do you do? What are you doing?
My question, this might be out of game, but can we assume that all of these colonists were these creatures, or did these several creatures come and take over, and all the colonists that are like asleep still are fine?
We have to assume they're all corrupt.
We have to assume they're all corrupt. Okay.
That's called exterminatus.
It could be the latter. It could be the case that people are fine, but the imperial doctrine is that we just kill them all.
Yeah.
So we should go kill them all. And also, where is Jansen? Because we haven't seen that guy yet, unless he is the.
We still can't operate the ship because Jansen's got it on lock.
Yeah, there's only one course of action: destroy this ship.
So,
wait, why don't we get out of here and come back with more guys? And that way we can still keep the money.
Oculus Prime will go over to Pentabrace, and his view screen will show a repeating information from the computer terminal that if attempted to be tampered with, this ship would basically kill everything with inside of it.
Well, that's not good.
That was Jansen's command.
Guys, I think we should get back to our ship.
And get out of here.
Get the hell out of
I
here.
think so.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll grab Pentabrace and we'll start hauling butt towards our ship.
This ship is of great worth. We must come with more men. And
this ship is exterminatus.
Sure.
No, it has.
You, Commissar, would understand that.
It has the terraforming device.
It does.
You can come with men.
Suffer not the Xenos to live.
Sister, Space Marine, you guys grab the commissar. I'll scout ahead. And
I can walk. Thank you very much.
Can you though?
Can you run?
He's really hurt. You probably can't, Andrew. Your like liver is bleeding.
What can we do? Can we help? Can we heal him?
You could carry him easily.
I'm gonna pick him up and carry him.
You'll carry him, and you'll head to the ship. So you get back
Commissar,
to your.
watch our backs on the Space Marine's back.
You get back to the ship.
Big point.
Yeah, no worries about that. You'll get back to the ship. So you get back to the ship, and all along, paranoid, looking over your shoulder, you get into the craft, and you start to head towards the exit there, and the breach in the hull, and you fly away. And as you're flying away, you'll notice something, that the engines of the device, the Umbraeus, they kick into full gear. So you're exiting, you're leaving, you're heading away, and the engine starts to kick in. And then
warp engines.
And then they seem to fail and explode. You can see like massive explosions as the hull breaches on one side, then the back side, then the other, and the ship just starts to drift lifelessly as that explosion kind of rocketed and propelled it into some sort of like space propulsion here. And you're getting away, and the Umbraeus is starting to go into full, total collapse.
I told the fools not to activate the warp drive.
What's that?
I told the fools not to activate the warp drive.
Wow. This seems the hive mind had some other.
They were gene stealers.
So everybody, as you head away and you see the Umbraeus, the remains of the Umbraeus in your rearview mirror, maybe there's something to salvage in there, but not right now. Definitely not in the state you're in. You'll head back to Jackal Veronius, and as you fly, again, a similar scene mirroring the first scene where the four of you are piloting. Instead of you having this like anticipation of what's to come, you're tending to wounds, Pentabrace laid out on a medical table, you trying to stabilize him, perhaps Lagor flying the ship at this point, just trying to get back to safe space. You see the Umbraeus, and you wonder whether or not that terraforming technology was able to survive. And if it does, which group will get there first to claim it? And that, everybody, is the Echoes of the Umbraeus, a creation of mine, sort of. I used a lot of cool stuff from the book of the, what was it called? I don't know, the Space Hulk supplement for this, but it was a cool little adventure. What do you think?
I love
it.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you really not think that there was anything up with these people when you first met them?
I swear to
really
God,
didn't.
I did.
I thought
I did not know.
Wow.
They seem lovely.
All my notes are like, play it cool. Like, really, just play it cool. And I will say the one thing I was kind of happy with, but also kind of not happy with, was you guys, and this might be just because of the system, it's new, you don't know what you can do, like, you know, when you do this. When you were gaining access to computer terminals, I feel like you only asked like one or two questions to Oculus. He has so much information. But you did great. You really, all of you.
But we're also, none of us like have our tech characters. Like,
yeah,
that's
we're
true.
not tech savvy, so
That's true. None of you played like any from the Adeptus Mechanicus or.
Oh, what is their system frequency?
Yeah.
Like none of our characters would have been like that.
No,
I think
you guys did great. You guys did great.
That's something to consider now, having someone who does play a more tech-savvy character.
Yeah.
Yes.
For next time.
So, real quick, thoughts on the system, and then your characters and what happened to them. What are your thoughts?
I feel like once you get into like how to roll for attacks and stuff, it's really straightforward. I like it a lot.
And look, we actually only play, and it's a great point. Once you get into it, once you do it a couple times, like when Joey and I were first doing it that night, before we even streamed, Joey and I, we did 3 scenarios and 3 attacks, I should say, not even scenarios, 3 attacks. And once we got to the 3rd attack, we realized how to do it. We only played 2 combats. So like for 2 combats, I think we did a great job. You all really got the rules by the end. Even Chris.
I do feel that the book I don't know. When I read it, I found it difficult to understand.
Yeah.
When you play it with other people, it's quite easy to pick up. But the book I didn't find it very intuitive the way it was written.
Yeah, I could see that. It's kind of like flipping between a lot of different charts and tables to find your information. Yeah. I do feel like if you know the book very well and you practiced and played, you'd get the feel of it. But without only a one shot, obviously, it's very hard to do that. I will say,
if I had
though,
a physical copy of the book, it would be easier.
Yeah, I found it a little easier with my physical
pages.
copy. We played Star Trek Adventures here on the channel, and I feel... Oh, look at that. Who dropped?
Joey, I think.
Joey. Ruining the chat. Well, anyway, we played Star Trek Adventures, and that was another type of game where the rule book is not as intuitive and harder to read, but I think it's got a good system beneath it. I think this is actually more akin to a war game, actually, and I think if you played with a real battle mat and a table, like you could actually have a lot of fun, almost like a mini game of Warhammer with this.
Yeah, this is like Warhammer, but you only play one guy.
Exactly. And it does have a robust system. Now, Dasha, you're new to Warhammer. Do you feel like it introduced you to the system, the world well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Both like your explanations before session 0 and then reading a book a little bit and then hearing from everyone else. I feel like I have a better idea now what it's all about. Now I'll understand all the references you guys constantly make.
Yeah, sort of. You've just taken your first step into this world, but it is, like I said, it's a great world. The intellectual property the Games Workshop is awesome. And Chris, thoughts of playing a Space Marine?
I thought it was great, and I think that that definitely a Blood Angel Space Marine with his power armor kind of did exactly what he should have done. You know, just survive and destroy, but not much else. I think that our party, we were overkill in that regard, and we had a lot of characters that did the same thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm messing with these screens like crazy. I apologize. But yeah, no, it was even the Space Marine could die. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Well, when you shoot it with a crack missile.
Yeah. And you know what? Joey actually saved you all because I'm fairly certain that was going to be a TPK here.
No way.
The Patriarch is unreal.
The Emperor protects.
Fair enough. I won't even go into the stats with it because the Emperor protects. So thank you for watching, everybody. And apologize for some of the tech issues here. We obviously had some machine spirit issues, but Joey, I'm sure, had a blast, and he always does. Thank you for playing, Dasha, Andrew, Chris, and Joey. Thank you for watching, and links to everything, Cubicle 7, which, again, they were so nice to send me some of the material. Check them out, and we'll see you all soon on the tabletop. Have a great night.
Take care, friends.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Let me just get out of this real quick.